Hi, my name is Coach B, the CEO, co-creator of Extraordinary Outcomes. I'm an ordinary person with extraordinary aspirations who believes in living life fully alive. Welcome to Monday Morning Magic. Good morning, good morning, good morning, CEOs. Good morning, CEOs. Good morning, CEOs, co-creators of Extraordinary Outcomes. My name is Coach B. This is Monday Morning Magic, 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday morning, brought to you by both YouTube and Facebook. Let me bring up the topic for today. You've been gaslit. As normal, let me get into how we do our format. So the Let's Get It Done. This is for you, Saturday, July 15, 2023, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is a go. It is a go. More information coming out very soon this week. The registration will open soon. As mentioned in prior videos, we had some technical delays in getting some things out, revamping the website. We are maybe 1 or 2 pages down from completing the website. And I'm so happy, I have to tell you, happy and relieved to announce that it has definitely been a learning curve for me as I become more tech savvy with StreamYard, with Facebook, going live, building a website, all of the things that I need to do to put myself in position to serve better. So to check in, how was everybody's weekend? How's everyone doing? My weekend was pretty quiet this weekend. I didn't go out, was feeling a little bit under the weather, so I stayed close to home. But nonetheless, it was a productive weekend, even though I was feeling a little under the weather. Still worked on the website because it needs to be done. And so I was able to balance between getting some rest and taking care of my business. There's someone watching. Thank you for your support. I really appreciate it. Just put your name in the chat. I would greatly appreciate it so I can say it live. Thank you. Again, I hope everybody else's weekend was okay. The weather was so awesome yesterday. I think we got up to like 75 degrees. Pretty fantastic. Again, this is being live streamed both on YouTube and Facebook through StreamYard. StreamYard is a platform that allows you to go live on multiple platforms simultaneously. So that's a great product to have. I can be reached at Coach B, the CEO, on YouTube if you're looking for my channel. I'm going to my comments section here. So I just want to put this there. So Coach B dash the CEO on YouTube and on Facebook, Coach B, welcome CEOs. Again, please like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. We appreciate your support. And when I say we, I mean me. And when I say we, I'm really thinking about the company Hope, helping other people every day, which is the company that I am the CEO and founder of, Hope, helping other people every day. I'll get into that a little bit more in the upcoming weeks to talk about the services we provide. But right now, I want to stay focused on Monday Morning Magic and not get distracted from the topic. So the topic is you've been gaslit. I know a lot of people talk about being gaslighted or gaslighting, and whether it's past tense, present tense, or future tense, it really doesn't make a difference. If you've ever been deceived, a person or a group, through repetition of a constructed false narrative, you will know that it can drive a person a little cuckoo, a little cuckoo, because it makes you doubt yourself. It makes you question yourself whether or not what's happening between you and the other person, whether or not it's real, is it something made up? Is your memory failing you? What's happening? And I had some conversations a few weeks back, and in the conversation, the person had a perspective of details that were happening. And when we went back over the information, it was like, no, that never happened. The thing that you thought happened never, ever happened. Never, ever happened. Why do I bring this up in coaching? Why do I bring this up in professional and personal development? One of the one of the reasons why I bring it up is not only do others gaslit people, but sometimes we gaslight ourselves. And what do I mean about that? In the coaching world, we call it telling stories or having stories about a given thing. When I was growing up, though, we would have an expression, don't play on my intelligence. What do you think? I'm stupid? You're playing on my intelligence? You think I'm stupid or something? That morphed into, what do you think? My name is Willie Neckbone? What do you think? I was born yesterday? What do you think? I'm dumb? You think I'm stupid? We had all kinds of slogans, colloquialisms that we use. Thank you for your support. Who's ever watching out there, please leave a comment so that I can bring your comment up and know who you are. So again, we had these slogans, these statements that we would make as a direct result of something happening in a conversation that we knew was suspect, that it just didn't make any sense to us. And so the expression would be, don't play on my intelligence. What do you think? I was born yesterday? What do you think? My name is Willie Neckbone? What do you think? I'm stupid or something? This is what we would say. Today, or some years ago, they started talking about gaslighting, meaning that people intentionally say and do things because it's a manipulative way of being, because they want to deceive you. But I started thinking about it a little bit more. And as I said, in the coaching world, we call it creating stories. So, if, an example would be, I'm supposed to meet you at 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock comes and you don't arrive. In my mind, I'm coming up with a number of reasons, stories about why the person is not there at 10 o'clock. And what's happening in the process is that not only am I going through this mental aerobics of trying to figure out why the person is not there at 10 o'clock, especially if I haven't had contact with them, like they haven't called to say, hey, I'm running late, or I'll be there in a few minutes, I'm right down the block, or what have you. I'm going through mental aerobics of, where are they? Why are they late? Why didn't they call? Why didn't they leave a message? This is what I'm putting myself through. So by the time the person arrives, I'm already feeling a certain way because there was a lack of communication. However, those feelings are quite intense. I don't know what just happened. Okay. Seems like my computer just went off the screen. But anyway, so I'm feeling quite intense in the moment because I made up all of these stories about this person not arriving promptly at 10 o'clock. So when the person does arrive, I'm tense. Even though I'm listening to them, oh, the train was late, this and that and the other. In my mind, I'm going, well, why didn't you call? Why didn't you text? Why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? So I'm having feelings because I created a story around the person being late. I had an expectation about the person being on time. And this is just an example to talk about gaslighting gaslighting ourselves. And so what happens is I build this narrative not only about the situation, but about the person. So now let's say it's a few weeks later and I'm supposed to meet with the person again. Now I have this reference point, this story in my head that now I'm going to relate as the person. Well, this person is always late, they this, that, and the other, blah, 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 they're inconsiderate, da, da, da. These are the things that I'm going to say. And again, I'm creating emotions and I'm relating to the person in a certain way because the last situation wasn't resolved. I didn't make peace. So I set up this story. I gaslit myself. I gaslit myself when only a couple of things happened. One was we had an appointment. Two, the person was not on time. Three, the person did arrive, and that was it. Everything else that happened in between in my mind is a story. It's a story that I attach to the situation, that I gave meaning to the situation, that changes my mood, that changes the way I relate to the person, that changes the way I see the situation. So now I'm all bent out of shape. And again, a second meeting is arranged. I'm bent out of shape before anything else happens. Oh, this person is going to be late again. They never on time. I start overgeneralizing, like using words like always, they're never, opposed to being in that particular situation in the here and now when it happens. So many times we as human beings gaslight ourselves because we put stories in places of the gap, of the missing information, of the things that we don't know. I'll give you a deeper example. The way that I grew up, I did not understand X, Y, and Z was happening. So as a child that didn't have answers, I made up stories about what I thought happened. And because I made up these stories about what I thought happened, I grew up with a perception about myself, about my history, and about my future, only to find out a lot of years later that what I thought, what I perceived, what I thought was real, wasn't real at all. I had spent many years on misinformation that I created as a way of surviving and trying to find and have answers to the gap. To the gap. Why is this so important in coaching? Because those stories that we're telling ourselves, those stories that we told ourselves could be robbing us. 9 times out of 10, it is robbing us of our present and our ability to create a future that's worth having. Let me say that again. What does this have to do with professional personal development coaching? The stories that we create in the gap of missing information and our way of operating in those stories could be, more than likely is, creating havoc in our lives to the point that we cannot be in the present moment and enjoy it or create a future worth having. A future worth having. So if they say perception shapes reality. If our perception shapes reality, but our perception is skewed, then what is our reality but a skewed reality? If we are betting our future on the past that's not even real because it's a made up story, then our future is a made up story as well. So we lose in the past and then we lose in the future because we're not in the present because we've been gaslighting ourselves. I remember the day that I had an aha moment and I was like, oh snap. You mean to tell me all these years I thought this particular thing and it wasn't even true? The relationship, the time, the energy, all of it was wasted. Meaning what? I could have had a better relationship with the person. I could have spent more time with that person. The energy that it took to believe in the way that I was believing was a lot of energy. And you couldn't tell me nothing then neither because I thought I was 100% correct. Only to find out that what I thought, what I perceived, wasn't true at all. I had been gaslighting myself because I didn't have answers to something. So I started making up stories about stuff so that things could make sense to me. And you say, well, Lila, you talked about your past. And I gave you an example of a present day situation. Somebody is late and making up stories. See, gaslighting is one of those things that you really have to take a look at what the cost of gaslighting yourself, not what other people are doing to you. We know about that, being gaslit. But what about the many ways that you may be gaslighting yourself? What is it robbing you of? Time, energy, money, relationships, love, opportunities? Because there's a made up story about something that's not even real. I can laugh about it now because I understand it better. I'm not so concerned about what other people say and do. I'm more concerned about what am I doing to myself? What am I believing? What am I telling myself about a situation that is robbing me of time, energy, relationships, love, freedom, joy? Because I'm gaslighting myself. Listen, when we take the opportunity to really sit down and take a moment out and appreciate the thought process, like really respect the thought process, give yourself some time to think about what you're thinking about and see. Hi, my name is Coach B, the CEO, co-creator of Extraordinary Outcomes. I'm sorry, I hit the wrong button, right? To see if it really makes sense to you. Let me repeat that because the video came on. My question is this. Take some time to think about what you're thinking about and ask yourself, does it really make sense to you? Does it really make sense to you? Is there a possibility that it can be so much better than what your original thought is? What your original thought is. When we stop trying to fill the gap, putting in stories for information that's missing, we have a more productive life. I was smiling because I'm just thinking about how many times I have gaslit myself. Myself. Now you might say I didn't know any better because I was a kid and I was trying to make, sense out of my life. But what happens when you're an adult and you're still doing it? Again, what's the cost of gaslighting yourself? Time, energy, money, opportunity, relationships, joy, freedom, happiness. What's the cost? This has been your Monday Morning Magic. Like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment. I'll see you next week.